Hello friends, welcome back to my session. So today we're going to check the topic that is API testing using AI. So we'll see end to end where to send request, plus we'll see some scenario with the Postman tool, plus AI, and definitely we're going to check the real demo. So just imagine your backend team sends you a message, API is ready, please test it. So no UI, no login page, no buttons, nothing visible, only this, that is post API login. That is your URL. Now you are thinking, where do I even test this? How do I send a request? And what is request and response? And most importantly, how can AI help me test this in seconds? So today I will show you complete end-to-end API testing, where to send API request, how to use Postman step by step, how AI generates test cases, how to execute them, and how real QA engineers test APIs in companies. So in this video we'll learn what is API testing, where to send API requests, step by step Postman setup, real working API example, AI generated test cases, positive, negative, edge testing, and how QA engineers work in real projects. And everything will be explained in a very simple way. So let's move ahead. First, we'll see what is API testing. So let's understand API testing with a simple example. Imagine a restaurant. You don't go inside the kitchen, you just place an order. So you will be acting as a user, waiter will be acting as an API, and kitchen is actually the backend system, and food is a response. So you give request and you get response. That is API testing. So API testing means sending request to backend, verifying the response correctness without using UI. Now, the biggest confusion for beginners, how do I send API request? So let's solve this step by step. So where do you send API request? So there are basically three main ways. So the first one is Postman. So Postman, this is the most used tool in QA interviews and real companies. So no coding needed, easy UI, very easy UI, perfect for beginners, used in real world testing. So you write request here, you click send, you see response. So next thing is browser, which is of a limited use. So browser can only handle simple get requests. You cannot easily send post put delete request, not suitable for full API testing. Third one is using an automation code approach. So in an advanced SDET rules, Java plus REST assured, Python plus requests, JavaScripts plus XEOs used in automation frameworks as well as in CI/CD pipelines. So we'll use a one demo website, that is requests.in. So we'll do this. So we do one thing, we just open the Postman right now, and I will show you the step by step how we can achieve this. So I just open this and I just gonna create one new request here. So now after getting this, after creating this new HTTP request, so I will just select method here and I will make it as post method, because we will try to send the login data. Now I will just enter this URL here, that is https://requests.in/api/login. So this is the API endpoint where request will go. Now I will be going to add some header here. So I'll just click on header and I will just give here content type, and we just mention here application JSON. Fine. Now we just do one thing, we just add a request body here. So you just go to body and you can choose raw here with JSON. And now we can mention here email as eve.holt at the rate request.in and password as cityslica. Fine. And now we just save it and we just send this request. So we could see here team. Okay, it's just showing me an error. So we do one thing. I think we need its API. We just go to its dashboard. This is a free user API. We just copy it from here and we just go to our headers. We just give here X API key, give its value. Again, click on save. Now send this. Perfect. So we could see here team, we got some token here, right? We got the token here with status as 200 OK and token got generated. This means API is working correctly. Now I will try some negative testing here. So I will just go to body and I will just change this body. So I will just make this email as blank as well as password as blank. And now I will click on save and again click on send. Now you would see an error that is showing me missing email or username. So now how AI will help us here? So instead of manually, thinking test cases, we do one thing. We just ask API. So what we will do, we just go to, let's suppose chat GPT and we just give here uh, just copy this for act as, okay, just a minute team. We just give a proper prompt here. Act as a senior QA engineer and just give here generate API test cases for login API and just give here include positive cases, negative cases, edge cases, security cases, performance cases. Fine. And now just mention here for HTTPS request API login. So now you could see here team in an AI output I am just getting API details with the method post and it is showing me the request body and see it is showing me the positive test cases with valid email and valid password, verify response contains token, verify content type, response time. Could you see team, see how many possibilities? It shown me all test cases, right? Positive, then negative, then invalid credentials, invalid data types, invalid email format, then edge cases. Fine. And see, in edge cases, it is showing me boundary values, special characters, white spaces, JSON variations. Then it's showing me security cases in which it has shown me the possibility of SQL injection, XSS, script injection. Now AI has already designed, complete API coverage here. Could you see it in here? Oh, it has shown me also security test matrix. Perfect. Then a performance test cases, response validation test cases, HTTP header validation, HTTP status code validation. So now let's understand here, team, the real QA workflow. Okay, let's understand here. So these are some steps which you already followed. The real QA workflow. So what is a real QA workflow? First, there is a requirement. Then AI generates test cases. Then Postman executes API requests. Then server returns the response. Then tester validates the result. And finally the bug report if failure. Right? So if we talk about the curl example, same API can also be tested using command line. So if you want, you can try with this curl URL. Fine. So if I talk about the real life analogy, think of API testing like ordering the food. You just place an order, that is a request. Kitchen prepares food, that is backend, and waiter brings the food, that is basically response. If food is wrong, that is bug. If order fails, then that is defect. Now the interview question and its answer, a very important interview question. How do you perform API testing? So you can answer it in a way. I use tools like Postman to send API requests by defining method, URL, headers, and body. Then I validate responses including status codes, response body, and error messages. AI helps me generate functional, negative, edge security, and performance test cases which I execute using Postman. Now, the common mistakes are beginners only test one valid request, happy path only. But if you talk about the professionals basically test positive cases, negative cases, edge cases, security, performance. That is basically the real API testing. So to conclude this, API testing is the backbone of modern applications. No UI is required, only logic matters. And now with AI, test cases are generated in seconds. Coverage is almost complete and testing becomes more faster and smarter. But remember, AI suggests test cases, you execute them, you validate them, and you decide whether software is truly working. So if you really found this video helpful, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more upcoming videos. Thank you everyone. Thank you.